Here we go. We have a question, product array puzzle. We have given an array nums and have to construct a product array nums such that the current element is equal to the product of all element of nums except the current element. What it means is, for index 0, the product of all the elements except the current element is this 3562, so its value is 180. Same for this I. If I is 1, then the product of all the elements except the current element is 10, then 562, it is 600. So 600. Next I is 2, so the product of all elements except the current element, what it means is 10, 3 and 6, 2. Its product is 360. So this is our answer. We have to return a array. So let's build the approach. We have this array. Why I have taken this array? Because only 17.40% people subscribe to this channel. So make sure after watching this video you subscribe, or just click on the subscribe button right now. So if I take a product, it is 1 cross 7 cross 4 cross 0, it is 0. So here the product of all the elements except this element, we can find it like this. Product is equal to, we have these elements and by 1 by current element, so it will give me 1, it will give me 0. In this case it is right. For this value it is 1 cross 4 cross 0, so I have the product of all the elements, so then I do divide by 7, so it will cancel out and it will give me 0. In this case it is correct. Here the product of all the elements is 1 cross 7 cross 0, here it is also correct. But here the value of all the elements is this, which is not equal to 0. So if I divide by 0, it will give me an error. So I have to think. Let's take this example only, and we have a left array. It calculates the product of left elements except the current element. In this case it is 1, and except the current element, all the products on the left hand side is 1, except this element, all the products on the left side elements are 7, except this element, all the products on the left side element is 28. So if I multiply this element with this element, it will lead me to this. So if I multiply this with this, it will lead me this. If I multiply this with this, it will lead me this. So that's how we will multiply our elements. This element contains the product of all the elements except this element. So if I include this element, then it will give me this current element except the current element. So I have taken left array, and same for right. I have to traverse from right onwards. So on the right hand side, the product of all the elements is 1. Here we don't have to take 0 because this is a product, so we have to take 1. Except this element, all the products on the left hand side elements are 0. Except this element, the product of all the elements on the right hand side is 0. Same goes here. So we suppose at this index we have values which is left and right. Left signifies all the values, the product of all the values on the left hand side, and right signifies all the values on the right hand side. If we multiply that, then we have this value, it is 0. So starting from this index, we have all the values, the product of all the values on the left hand side, the product of all the values on the right hand side, which does not include the current element. So if I multiply this with this, we have our answer. It is 0, it is 0, this is 0, so it is 0 and it is 28. That's how we find our answer. Now the question you have to ask yourself, do we really need to maintain a array? Because we are traversing left to right, and here we are also traversing left to right. In the answer, for finding our answer, we are also traversing from left to right. So is there any alternative? Can we maintain a variable named left? So the answer is yes, we can maintain a variable named left. Its initial value is 1. So if I am here, so I will multiply my value with the previous element. So that's how we will optimize our space complexity by avoiding the array and simply maintaining a variable. So a variable and a right array, and at the end we need to return an array. So let's code this. We have a left variable. You can also take an array, that's not an issue, but here I optimize it, so I am taking a variable. Next we have a array, right array. Its last value is 1, and starting from the second last index, if we multiply the rightmost side value, it contains all the values, the product of all the values on the right hand side, which does not include the neighbor value. So I have to include the neighbor value, and we have to return an answer array. So just traverse it and fill your value. Left contains all the values on the left hand side. If we product or we multiply all the values on the left hand side, it will give me this. So, and don't forget to multiply your current element, because this element is useful in our next iteration, and return your answer. Let's submit this. And if you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comment section, and make sure to click on the subscribe button and like button